Question 11, last things that should be cut off in a property under demolition. And that would be under 3303.9, elements to be maintained in existing buildings. Number 1, required means of egress. 2, existing structural elements. 3, fire protection devices. And 4, sanitary safeguards shall be maintained at all times during construction or demolition operations in existing buildings. Of course, there's some exceptions, but moving on to question 12, concrete washout disposal requirements. Check out 3303.15.1, collection and containment. All concrete washout water shall be collected and contained in or on the concrete mixer truck or in pre-manufactured watertight containers specifically designed and fabricated for the purpose of collecting and containing concrete washout water on site. Such containers shall be sufficient quantity and size to accommodate all rinsing operations required on site as to not delay the timely return of concrete ready mix trucks to the concrete plant, and shall be protected from breach or overflow at all times. Next section, 3303.15.2, location, rinsing operations and concrete washout water containers shall not be located less than 30 feet from any sewer, drain, catch basin, or body of water without written approval from the Commissioner. 3303.15.3, disposal, collected concrete washout water shall be transported off-site for treatment and disposal or contained on-site until completely evaporated. Any hardened concrete remaining after evaporation shall be disposed of, recycled, or reused. Next question. Notification of different departments. I have quite a few sections in here, so I'm just going to give the time frames. As far as the answers, Department of Buildings, you're supposed to give 24 to 48 hours notice ahead of time. Adjoining owners that you plan to do work that affects their properties 10 days. DEP prior to commencement. DEC, Department of Environmental Conservation, prior to commencement. New York City Fire Department prior to commencement. New York City Transit Authority prior to commencement. As you can see, I have all the sections here. Section 15, who to notify to commencement of work of excavation work 50 feet deep. And I have answer is DEP. And this is under section 3304.3.3, notification to the Department of Environmental Protection. Whenever soil or foundation work for any purpose is proposed to a depth greater than 50 feet in the borough of the Bronx, or north of 135th Street in the borough of Manhattan, or greater than 100 feet through the boroughs of Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, or south of 135th in the borough of Manhattan, the owner of the premises, engineer, architect, or contractor shall notify the New York City Department of Environmental Protection prior to commencement of such activity. Moving on to 16, question about measurements to an adjacent building. 3304.1.1, measurements. The depth of all soil and foundation work shall be measured from the level of the adjacent ground surface to the lowest point of soil and foundation work. The height of all soil and foundation work shall be measured from the level of the adjacent ground surface to the highest point of the soil and foundation work. Where soil and foundation work occurs within a basement or cellar, the soil and foundation work shall be measured from the level of the adjacent slab. I am going to continue with question 17 in the next video.